Man, I forgot to go live on YouTube, man. That's crazy.
Google Doris.
So you know when you're playing Oklahoma City, it's 48 minutes of absolutely relentless defensive pressure. And if you're going to make mistakes and tough passes, you're going to be able to fuel them. Julius Randle's going to make a back cut. You're bringing your defender and help into a tough situation. They will test you mentally. You've got to have some endurance. And already you see some signs of frustration from Minnesota. They've got to keep their composure. Richard, you say this all the time. It's a long game.
Chris Finch, though, kind of want to show a little fight for his team. He picked up a technical after that timeout was called. So Gildas Alexander knocks down the technical free throw. Right now, look how much time, 2:38 remaining. Minnesota has 7 points. They're 3 of 17 from the field with 4 turnovers.
There is an emotional component. You're trying to stay cool. You're trying to stay calm, but they're just not playing with the right intensity. There's some things that we thought that they cleaned up earlier in the series that have reared their ugly head early in this game.
Doris looks like zone. Caruso has it knocked away. The reach-in foul. Edwards wants.
Man, OKC really got the opportunity to run it up.
Upon Chris Finch, right? I mean, I'd be really frustrated with that.
They can run it up something serious. The way this game's starting out.
The look of disgust on his face. I mean, we get the benefit of this second look.
That's marginal. That's marginal in my opinion. He pokes it out. Does he come through? Does he tap his body? Yes, but you got to let, as physical as they're going to let everybody play, you got to let that go.
Hartenstein, an illegal screen, picks up the foul.
I mean, that kind of handsiness is what you get every single play from Oklahoma City. I don't blame his frustration.
What do you think, Mike?
That's a foul.
That's not a foul. He's just saying good. He's just getting to know him.
Have you watched Oklahoma City play in this series,
well,
Mike?
Quite honestly, but watch the playoffs. It's
Oklahoma City Thunder 23, Minnesota 7.
That's been let go throughout most of the postseason.
It's going to be a tough night for Minnesota if it continues like this.
Alexander Walker will take it out of bounds. Minnesota just needs someone to start hitting some shots. Edwards with Dort chasing him. There's that double team he's been seeing so much of. Edwards though dribbles, looks inside, nice speed. Short on it. Hartenstein right there.
Yo, Minnesota has not scored a field goal in what seems like 5 minutes straight, man.
What an incredible defensive start for OKC. Dort passed up the 3.
Zone again for the Wolves.
Caruso setting the pick.
Cason Wallace gets a clean look.
Edwards with the rebound.
High for the rebound.
Okay.
Edwards on the drive.
Other five's going to the line.
Be the first free throws from Minnesota here in the first quarter. Edwards 2 for 4. The rest of the team 1 for 14. Caruso picks up his first.
But we've seen Anthony Edwards in the paint so much already here in this first quarter. Whether it's for himself or others, he is aggressive. He is getting in that paint.
It's the first.
Well, Michelob Ultra Zero bringing fans chances to win prizes throughout the NBA playoffs. Scan for your chance to win. You know, Dorsey said after the game, I didn't look at it like I struggled. This is after game 4. I made the right plays all night. He was smothered defensively. Where's that balance between?
Knocks out the second one as well.
You don't want to force it if you're double teamed, but at the same time, they need him attacking.
So the first 24 minutes, I think he could be criticized for the 2 shots. And Mark Daigneault told us before the game he had great respect for the way he played because he made
nice ball movement. Lou Dort wide open. Misses in and out.
in the second half in particular.
Nas Reed with the rebound.
He wasn't as aggressive, was defensively.
And some of his
And got the
teammates,
rock.
Rudy Gobert said he
Oh,
did
he's
play
trying
the
to.
right
Ooh,
way,
ooh.
but they need him attacking, and he's attacking early. But again, surrounded by OKC defenders. Reed, nice pass. Edwards, a clean look. Can't get it to fall. Wallace.
Damn.
OKC ball. Terrific hustle from Cason Wallace. 58.6 seconds remaining. The lowest.
This OKC team is a very confident team, and they're at home too. Man.
And you never have to question OKC's hustle. Whether it's Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Wallace, they just have a team of guys that play with the utmost intensity.
Aaron Wiggins in for the first time. Gilgeous Alexander to Caruso. Quick pass. Ball swinging.
Air ball.
From Wiggins.
A lot of zone here late in the first. Minnesota.
Man, OKC is such a young team overall that you would think that they would get small in some of these bigger moments. Like in Game 7, I thought Denver could have easily won that game as well, but nope. They play like they're a bunch of vets, man.
Walker can't hit the three. Caruso, the rebound, lost it, but OKC right there. Shot clock turned off, no fouls to give. Minnesota 3 for 20 from the field. 1 of 9.
Okay, mine's a little bit behind. End of the first quarter is about to end right now. SGA got the ball. Top of the key. Is he pulling up for 3? Nope. Kicks it out. Corner. Boom. Hits right before the end of the. Goddamn.
A fitting end to a dominant first period.
This is going to be a long night for Anthony Edwards, man.
And it's 26-9. Near perfection. Game 5. Both ends of the floor.
That'd be crazy, man.
OKC.
They tried to blitz SGA before the end of the quarter. He just cornered 3 there, wide open. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation?
Duncan's $6 meal deal is back.
Let's turn off these ads, gang. Amir, I might have to agree with you, man. Like right now, OKC they're just giving it to the Wolves right now, man. This is the first quarter. This game can get out of hand completely. Like 26-9 at the end of the first quarter is not the way you want to start it for the Timberwolves, for real. Man, they're swarming Anthony Edwards like wolves anytime he gets near the ball. They're trying to make sure he does not get that ball. Trying to make sure he can't score consistently. You know what I mean? So Amir, who you got in the finals? You got OKC Pacers? Yeah, and needs to show OKC defense is just unstoppable. I agree, man. Like they're literally smothering these guys. They cannot do anything. These guys are like this pack of bees, man. They just swarm anyone who has the ball. They're just swarming. They're throwing doubles at everybody. And the way they rotate too, they rotate so well. Oh, you got OKC in New York? That's crazy. So you think New York is gonna force Game 7? You a Knicks fan? I will say the NBA probably wants New York versus Thunder in the finals just because for ratings, Adam Silver would love that. But I don't know, man. That Pacers team is just straight up dangerous. Raptors. Amir, you must be Canadian, my guy. You from Toronto? To be a Raptors fan, man? Gotta be Canadian. Emir, you from Canada, man? You gotta confirm or deny. Hey, shout out to Amir. I'm born in Toronto too, but I live in the capital right now, gang. And I do rock with the Raptors myself. I was actually just at a Raptors game a couple months ago. Okay, game's back.
Win or lose, Mike, what do you think these next 3 quarters have to be about?
It's all heart right now. It's pride.
Okay, game's back.
Still can fight our way back in this game. It's still really early.
Let's see if Minnesota can fight their way back.
Right now, I'm trying to get back into it.
All right, thank you, Mike.
All right, Lisa, you said they punched us. It wasn't just a punch, it was a roundhouse.
Shout out to Amir, man. I love coming on here just interacting with y'all. You know what I mean?
After Caruso started the period with the layup.
We all watching the game anyway. You know, we might as well talk shit while we do it.
Make that second foul on Caruso. Here's Naz Reid. Reid puts it on the floor.
Okay, Naz Reid got a bucket off the glass.
I like that by Reid. Again, I'm not a big fan. I like it when their bigs are spaced, but when their bigs for Minnesota are handling, that becomes a much more difficult.
Yeah, this start is just abysmal, man.
Mason Wallace gets a clean look. Can't hit that. DiVincenzo the rebound.
They got to outscore them in the quarter, and they got to be locked down on defense as well, which is going to be hard for them.
Terrence Shannon seeing his first minutes here in game 5.
Oh, we got another steal by Caruso.
Another turnover. Caruso does it again.
Got fouled by Naz Reid. Going to the line. He just started doing push-ups. Caruso doing push-ups, man.
Alex Caruso told me he's 196 pounds on a good day. He is 196 pounds of toughness, of energy, of in-your-face defense. Great hands, great anticipation, unbelievable speed laterally.
I don't think that's a bad foul by Naz Reid either. You got to stop momentum, slow them down a little bit.
He's the one
At least it's not an and one.
who has been to the NBA Finals. That was in the bubble with the Lakers. It's the first upcoming conference schedule. TNT.
Oh, this is not good, man. OKC's more than doubled their points already.
They trail 3-1 to the Pacers. And then, if necessary, if Minnesota comes back and wins this, we'll have a game 6 in Minneapolis on Friday night on ESPN. (30-11). DiVincenzo has a hot hand in game 4. Minnesota needs somebody to get a hot hand. Reid and Randall play catch.
Well, I believe Shea's a free throw merchant.
DiVincenzo.
Nah, I really don't. And I'm not just saying that because Shea's Canadian. I was looking at his set. They were comparing the amount of free throws he has per game to like other players like Kobe, D Wade, all this other stuff like that. This guy was like number 40 on the list, man.
Gives you a little more spacing.
The rookie's had a couple of excellent games off the bench.
I'll be honest, I find the SGA hate a little funny, especially when people are talking about how the NBA, man, it's all threes, all threes. All these guys who shoot threes all day. And then you got a guy who his game is solely focused on mid-range shots, getting to the rack, and now all of a sudden he's a free throw merchant. Make it make sense, man.
Then he's sprinting back to Julius Randle, trying to get to the corner for a contest. Even though they made the shot, even though Shannon Jr. made the shot, that's the defense that you want to see from your squad.
Caruso probably, or a good chance of making another.
I think, truth be told, people just have their favorites. And I don't think anybody considered SGA to be the potential face of the league. I think they want it to be Anthony Edwards,
Maybe 4
Jokic, maybe other players, I don't know.
Oklahoma City has like 8 of them.
Yeah, they got a foul. And then Shea is also, I'm not going to say he's a free throw merchant, like I won't say that, but he's a very intelligent player, man. Like he knows how to draw fouls. He was like James Harden back in the day. Like James Harden was way worse with the baiting, way worse than SGA ever is.
They are fighting Julius on every single catch.
And he's frustrated.
James Harden in his prime was, he was the original free throw merchant, man.
The way they play. The Timberwolves need to snap out of it. Kendrick Williams will come in.
But you're right, Emir, they can't guard him.
Caruso gets another ovation. It's his first year They got him for Chicago for Josh Giddey.
36-14, man. It's not looking good. Nasri got the rock. Back to Randall. Oh, man. Knocked off Randall. OKC got the ball back. It's been like 7 turnovers already, man. Might even be 10. Okay, it's got 6. Minnesota has 6 turnovers. OKC got 3.
From Minnesota. Holmgren calling for it. Dangerous pass. And
yeah, OKC doubled them in points, man. 32-14. Like, come on, bro.
4 turnovers for OKC. Conley throws it in deep. Randall, triple team.
Like, look at Randall has the ball in the paint. He's literally getting triple teamed, man.
That's William Wallace. Holmgren goes inside.
Easy bucket.
The lead is up to 20.
20-point lead right now, man. Another turnover. Oh, man. And 1. 24 points. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, this is going bad, man. Thunder are going outside, man. Or not Thunder. My apologies. The Wolves are going outside. We're going to have some serious conversations about Anthony Edwards moving forward, man. I know everybody wants to make him the face of the league because he looks like Jordan. And I know Jordan had his issues, too, with getting past the Pistons back in the day. But this is 2 Western Conferences straight where Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves have only gotten one win. Because last year they were against Dallas. And it was a 5-game series, too. Yeah, they got to pack it up, man. Wolves got to get ready for Cancun early, man. Wolves got to get ready for Cancun if they keep playing like this. But I will say, though, they have the opportunity to come back. We've seen bigger deficits in the NBA. You see how the Knicks played against Boston, how the Pacers played against Cleveland Cavaliers. So, in theory, they can, and they got plenty of time to come back. I just don't think it's going to happen, though. I think OKC they're too suffocating, man. All right, let's take a look at the stats and see what's going on. So for Minnesota Timberwolves, Randall got 3 points, 1 rebound. Anthony Edwards got 6 points, 2 rebounds. And Nasri got 2 points, 1 rebound. Chet Holmgren almost in double digits with 9. Chet Holmgren only has 1 rebound. Jalen Williams, 4 points, 3 rebounds. And SGA got 12 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds right now.
It's time to take a look at what fans are searching for. Presented to you by Google. Searches for best defense in the NBA spiking 250% in the U.S.
So that defense is about talent. It's about toughness, tenacity, together.
Yeah, I think also too, not even just that he's not necessarily a big game player, because I think Ant can have his moments. But I think the OKC Thunder, like their defense is just, they game plan around him, man. Like he's the #1 player that they're game planning around, and they're not letting him get comfortable. They're not letting him get consistent shots, nothing. I know when you're a star player, you know, you got to force it. You got to take over the game, but Having the #1 defensive team going at you is not an easy thing to overcome.
See them play like this. It's not hyperbole to say this is one of the great defenses we've seen in the league.
Nah, he does look like MJ though.
I've been blessed to play against and on some very, very
It would look be kind of funny if he
really just the
was MJ's son.
discipline. It never seems like
I'm sure MJ was outside doing a lot of,
it's the Detroit Pistons
you know,
that always
macking out a lot of shows and all that.
I would mention the Nets, but people might not remember that far back.
McDaniels throws
We got a lot of kids he don't claim. Okay, ain't got the ball.
drives on Dort, steps back, fires away, can't hit, side of the backboard.
Not really a
Williams
good
has
shot,
it.
man.
Randall tried to take it.
So let me ask you this question. Amir,
Back up top.
if OKC
Up and under.
and the Knicks or OKC and the Pacers make it to the finals, who do you got winning the finals? And then how many games?
A 24-point lead. Minnesota has 14 points, and we played almost 16 minutes. Edwards goes inside, attacks, and
So
draws a foul.
Anthony Edwards going to the line.
Need for him to do every possession.
Anthony Edwards, you see, he's got to keep attacking. But this is just good defense. Lou Dort gives them no room to breathe. And then
Yeah,
on the
Lou
other
Dort is
end,
an
it's
amazing
just
defensive
constant
player as well.
movement by their offense. Yes, you have a head of a snake in SGA, but everyone gets to eat in this offense.
I know they usually don't give out like defensive MVPs for Western Conference Finals, but
24,
if there was going to be one, it would definitely be Lou Dort.
goals, 7 turnovers.
Shout out to Lou Dort too, man. He's from Canada.
Wallace, Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Dort, and Aaron Wiggins. Holmgren, open for 3, got it.
Yeah, OKC does have good defense, man. Pacers in 7? You got Pacers in 7?
Here in the first half, Edwards double
You don't think OKC can
Randall
stop that Pacers offense?
And that one bounces around and drops in.
I would love to see that series go to a Game 7, though.
Julius Randle needs to see something go through the hoop.
Yeah,
Manufacture that
honestly, I think if OKC goes against New York, they might actually sweep them.
Holmgren inside to Wallace. Back out.
But I do think if it's against the Pacers, it would be Game 6 or Game 7. I think OKC might win, though, just because of the defense.
This is one of the incredible starts to a conference.
But the way things are looking right now, looking like we're getting OKC Pacers in the finals.
Beautiful spin move. Randall's going to try again. Can't get that one. Williams the rebound. And Randall trying to be aggressive, knocks it away.
Okay.
Defense from Julius
Timberwolves
Randle.
finally got a turnover.
And maybe that's the type of play, at least get them started.
This crowd can't be booing that physicality now, not with what their team does.
Jalen Williams, Holmgren.
Okay. Looks like Timberwolves got a little bit of life right now.
the extra efforts. You get a block from Conley. You get a steal up top.
Okay.
Edwards throws it up. There was a lot of
Looks like they're
contact.
finally starting to take it to the rack instead of settling for those threes.
Holmgren off the bounce, spins against Daniels and fouled as he tumbles.
Shaham Green got fouled.
Already with 12 points to lead all scores.
Yeah, Pacers are
Just sitting relaxed.
Pacers are the definition of a dark horse, man. Like these guys
The latest scores, highlights.
were like nobody really expected these guys to make it to the finals, let alone pass the second round or anything like that.
Mike, what makes this so
And they have just been making quick work out of everybody, man. They just made quick work out of the Cavs.
checking back in right now, but
I think they would have ate up Boston too if they were going against Boston.
We look at Denver when Jokic would go out the game, the non-Jokic minutes. Shay's sitting on the bench, and the lead just continues to increase.
I think the scariest thing about the Pacers, man, is like
Jalen Williams and
Halliburton doesn't even necessarily need to have a good offensive game for them to win either.
as well.
And you keep thinking about Holmgren. This young man he's just 23 years old. It's really only
Yeah, no, that's
he's only
Dark
played
Arts is
14 regular season games in the 3 years since he left
Dark
college.
Arts is right, man. I think the funniest part about it too is like
The injuries have
Tyrese Halliburton was voted what the most overrated player in the NBA this season by all players,
into a star.
and he's been doing nothing but killing everybody in the playoffs.
But once he got hurt, that opened up for Jalen Williams. That helped gave him
Oh, we got a steal by OKC.
steal.
Wallace gets inside, lays it
Easy
up.
points, man. OKC must have scored like 10 points off turnovers. Nice.
Shannon seems to have an answer whenever he comes off the bench.
Sometimes it's good to be a young player.
Man, we got a 16-point lead.
You don't know if you're up by 20, down by 20. You are just playing hard. But that's the energy that the Wolves...
Sorry, 26-point lead.
Knock loose. Holmgren picks it up. And Holmgren is fouled.
Holmgren foul. He's going to the line.
Now, the number of guys they can bring into this basketball game to continue to put pressure.
Yeah, he was disrespectful as hell.
Wallace anticipating. He's in the gaps. He's still close enough to his man, but he's thinking, listen, if I can steal a pass, or in this instance, play off Shea's tap, look what happens.
Yeah, OKC is not playing. They are not playing today. They want to go to the finals, and they want to have those extra days to be able to prepare and rest before they face their next opponent.
Minnesota just 28% from the field.
I'm sure they've already, maybe not started game planning, but they're anticipating Pacers already.
Caruso back in. Gobert comes back in. Randall will take a seat. Those three had a magnificent game in Game 4 on the road. And the momentum carries right into Game 5 at home.
Yeah, but we're showing the offensive numbers. What they're doing defensively.
Look how balanced this is, man.
8 field goals.
Like the scoring for OKC.
That's what you are holding Minnesota.
Chet got 15. SGA got 14. Jalen got 9.
A team that scored 126 and 143 is Doris
Caruso 6.
in the last 2 games.
Case and Wallace 5. So far, it's been pretty balanced for
I'll tell you
OKC.
what he's not going to do. He's not going to be criticized for his field goal attempts tonight. He has decided I am getting downhill and getting to my own.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets downhill and gets his own.
Nah, for real. Ant needs at least 40 to this game.
Undershooting 58% from the field.
Like, he's going to have a signature performance where he takes over. This game is done.
Daniels throws it in the corner.
Because I don't think Julius Randle's going to be... Julius Randle can't do this on his own.
Fouled on the rebound.
Like, even if Julius Randle scores 30, 40, like, that's not going to win the game. Like, it has to be Ant.
Chet Holmgren picks up his second.
See, this is the thing. When Rudy Gobert is guarding Chet, he's got to respect the three-point, so there's nobody in there. Look, Rudy Gobert, one of the best shot blockers in league history, multi-time defensive player of the year, can't be where he needs to be.
And Rudy Gobert is not really the guy you lean on for offense either, right? So,
With the latest steal.
good defender, but
on the drive, kicks up the corner. Caruso at 3.
another 3.
Fight for the rebound. SGA puts it
Oh,
back.
miss. SGA wide open look.
Here comes
Damn, he missed it.
under 5 to play
Missed that look.
here in the first half. Edwards way outside. Can't get it.
Edwards, long 3. Missed.
To me, that looked like a tired shot from Anthony Edwards. He was gassed on the way back on defense.
Dort misses. McDaniels grabs it. McDaniels up top. Shannon in attack mode.
Okay, Anthony Edwards, let's see what you got.
Tries another. Gets that one to go. That's going to feel so
Okay.
good. For him. He's 0 for 6.
53 to 27.
An important 4 minutes, right? Minnesota going to try to get some.
Thunder's essentially doubled what Minnesota's scored.
You got to do something here, Rich. You got to make this feel different.
They've had a lot of open looks.
Yeah, I think so too.
Daniels can't get that to fall. Gobert had it knocked out of his hands. And a foul call on Shannon. Shannon 3 quick fouls in 8 minutes.
And that's the thing with the playoffs too, especially when you're going against a team like OKC where at home they just don't lose.
Free throws for Caruso.
Like it's so important for you to be able to get those games that you have at home.
That double screen up top. See, look, Rudy Gobert.
At least have the series tied before you go to OKC.
That's not as much of a contest against Shai when you know he's stepping in.
Give yourself a shot, you know?
With rhythm.
So Caruso will shoot 2. Caruso played for the OKC G League team. Mark Daignault was his coach, but that's not the first time he saw him play. Daignault was working with Billy Dunham at a
Yeah, but some teams, man, they just, especially a team like OKC, how defense they are, how gritty they are, like they're just not gonna lose at home.
A minute and a half to go. And Daignault says there's one guy out there who's like a maniac on A&M, just refuses to quit, just fighting, diving, everything. It was Caruso.
Well, when you see a guy like Alex Caruso, again, you think about it. He was a young player, and he was a big rotation player for the Lakers. When you're on the court with
Caruso.
Rondo, when you're on the court with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and you gain their respect, it's because you play with a level of intensity, very consistency.
8 points off the bench for Caruso. Lead back up to 28. Good ball denial from Gilgeous-Alexander. And yet another turnover. That's 10.
It's about the clean switch, and Shea up
10 turnovers, man. That's wild.
and he won't even let him make a catch.
You don't say this about an NBA team.
That is absolutely wild, man.
This defense has completely overwhelmed the Wolves. They're rattled.
SGA got the rock. 3. Air ball.
Alexander Walker, quick drive, goes inside. Caruso right there to defend. Ball knocked loose. They're getting every loose ball as well.
SGA got the rock again.
Shot blocked by Edwards. Terrific defensive play. But Caruso comes up with a steal.
Steal by Caruso. The SGA. Got fouled. He's going to the line.
It turns negative.
Crystal head looks shiny as hell, man.
Another standing ovation.
He's absolutely
Nah, he's an amazing defender, man. This guy is a straight dog.
with the crowd. Give me some love.
Man, he's one of those dudes you love to have on your team, man. This dude just does not quit. And he's a perfect example of how you can make a career out of not necessarily being a scorer, man. Just be a great defender. Great lockdown defense.
What up, Chad? Double, oh no. I texted you guys I was gonna wear. I wore that last week. I got dressed first this morning. I thought you said you were gonna wear.
A connection means something. That's why with AT&T, we'll proactively make it right with a credit for a full day of service if there is a network interruption. That's the AT&T guarantee.
All right, everybody listen up. We starting our own label. This is how we do it.
Put his ass a little bit lower, man. Yeah, it was funny seeing him lock a play against Jokic. Jokic is so big, man. He just makes Caruso look like such a small guy. Caruso must be like, what, 6'3", 6'4"? But he did do a good job. Tough assignment, man. With assignment like Jokic, you just got to do your best. Hope for the best. Your man's getting a little hungry. We'll get something to eat at halftime, you dig? So far, this game has not been close at all. Oklahoma City Thunder 55, Timberwolves 27. They've essentially doubled their points. So far, this game has just been a game of turnovers by the Timberwolves, man. They've had 10 turnovers already. Oklahoma Thunder had just been straight beats defensively. Caruso's been a beast defensively. So far, they've just been suffocating, man. Yeah, he's not been doing bad, man. I think as a team, Timberwolves have just been, especially from three-point, they haven't been doing very well. Yeah, so Timberwolves right now, 25% from three. Not good. And 28% from field goals, man. So they're taking bad shot selection all around. And the open looks they are getting, they're not making them either. But the turnovers, man, the turnovers are just killer, man. You can have a bad shooting night. You can maybe not take the best shots, but you have 11 turnovers in a half. You're most likely not winning that game. But again, that's also a testament to the Oklahoma City Thunder defense, man.
playing the gaps, playing the passing lanes. He is there. Watch the chest out. Just directing him off of his path. Doing so much at all points in time. Guarding another player, pushing him off their line. That is so hard when you're playing against not only just one, but 5 different players.
Shout out to anybody who's watching on any platform. We're doing a live stream of the Thunder Timberwolves game.
I think the thing that surprised me most was how quickly, Mike, he assimilated into the group. You can plug and play.
Follow me on the socials. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube.
When he first came and he went to scrimmage with the team before the season, they played 3 or 4 games. He was kind of tired.
This is my second live stream, but I'm having fun with these, so we're going to keep doing more. We're going to do the rest of the playoffs.
Here we play a lot more games. Get back out on the court. And he said he felt right then and there, he felt that he had a good connection with these guys.
SGA pull up. Miss.
Caruso gets it back to Dort. Dort tries a 3.
Blue Dort. In and out.
A lot of teams get 100% of the 50-50 balls.
And a blocking foul called. And that's a great point, Richard.
100% of the 50-50. It's called
another turnover. It's crazy.
Who is going to work?
Another turnover is crazy, man.
100% of them.
So he picks up his 3rd. He's
13 turnovers in a half is crazy.
No, Mark, no. Mark Daigneault looking up, but they're not going to challenge it. They're just going to take him out.
Nick Wright said something really
13 turnovers is insanity, man.
Player does that wave for his finger, it should be an automatic challenge, just like it's an automatic timeout. If you call a timeout, then
crazy.
that should be it. If a player calls it or a coach calls it. I like that point.
That's become like a nervous tick for players now. As soon as the whistle blows,
it
Williams.
would go away quick. It would go away quick if they were doing it.
30-point lead, under 2 to play.
DiVincenzo has the ball. Nas Reed. Back to Ant.
Shot clock at 6. Edwards just hoisting him up.
Don't pull up. Oh, Edwards for 3. Nada.
Williams comes out of the back. Just another part of that deep and tough OKC bench. Jalen Williams.
That's another thing why I don't think Minnesota can win this series, or why they weren't going to win this series, is that OKC overall is just a deeper team, man.
Got our halftime presented by Hyundai coming up.
Well, can you have someone like Caruso coming off the bench and just give you that jolt of energy for your team?
Stephen Hay doing some tenacious talking with Michael Malone.
Nah, for real though. Chet got more points than Ant. And McDaniels.
He's been outstanding. He should just stay on this side.
Chet has honestly been great this game so far.
I have a feeling he's the type of guy where it's in your blood.
I don't think his type. It legitimately is in his blood. His dad was an outstanding coach for the Pistons. Mike Malone, I had him as an assistant in Golden State, had him as a head coach my last year in Denver. He knows his game. I'm not surprised that he won a championship in Denver.
His dad, Brendan, spent a life in coaching.
How much time is it? We got 27 seconds.
And a 3-pointer goes for DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo 3-pointer.
A minute remaining in what has been a nightmare first half for Minnesota. Jalen Williams inside, gets away from Nas Reed.
Man, if you're a coach, what do you even say to your team when you're down, what, 30 at halftime? Like, what do you do? Especially in an elimination game, man. You got to be... Nah, Williams playing good, too. OKC right now, they're having a really balanced night, man. There's not a single person who's playing bad right now. And the way they're playing, like, you don't even necessarily need SGA to have a crazy night. SGA can kind of just chill.
Got a player option. They want to sign him.
Like, this is one of those games where you can let someone else be the hero for the night.
Left-handed shot blocked, but a foul. Jalen Williams in attack mode down at this end.
He is, and you can't let him go left. I mean,
yeah, for real.
This is the direction he wants to go, but he has worked so hard on trying to make sure the handle tight enough so it goes between the leg. He stands Nas up just for a second, and then it's an easy call.
Looks a little shaken up. was talking to Ben Taylor about something. Was upset. Coming off that playoff career high 34 points with 6 threes in game 4. He's got 13.
And we got Jalen Williams at the line.
Already. Well, game 1 of the NBA Finals a week from tomorrow on ABC. NBA Countdown begins at 8 Eastern with tip-off slated for shortly after 8:30. If the Thunder win tonight, they will host game 1 and 2. We'll be right back in this crazy house call.
The last series, Jalen Williams was kind of inconsistent, disappeared a little bit, but in this series he's been pretty solid, especially last game.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, he does. The body language and not really good right now. I know they're tired. It's almost the end of the second half, but it's not the body language you want to see from your star.
At this point in time, I don't know what else to say, Mike.
That just sums up the first.
You need to have some fight about yourself, you know.
14 turnovers. They have more turnovers than field goals.
14 turnovers, man.
And the 2 stars once again feeling the pressure.
You
have to give a lot of the credit.
More turnovers than field goals, man.
Just to take these 2 out of their game. And they've not been able to adjust.
Yep.
Shot clock turned off.
OKC, from their game plan, they've played this perfectly so far, man. You take away Randall, you take away Ant, and you essentially cut out the neck of the beast, man.
Alexander left hand and lays it up and in.
That's your left hand layup.
Randall having a tough time getting it in. He's going to throw it up, and that will end the first half. An epic playoff performance.
Okay, we're at halftime right now.
65-32.
Now, what can you say so far, man? Oklahoma City, they're ready to go to the finals, man. More than doubled them in points. The Timberwolves have more turnovers than they have field goals made.
Here in game 5, Thunder lead at 65-32.
So yeah, if this is what it's gonna look like for the second half, it's gonna be a long night. Anyways, I'm gonna be right back, y'all. Halftime.
Brought to you by Google.
We'll be back to stream the second half.
NBA and Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps. Welcome to the family. July 25th, only in theaters.
go.
What the hell happened to my screen, boy?
Stay here. Yo, let's win these minutes. Come on. Chat, win that closeout. Win that closeout. Take your time. Knock these down. Come on. Come on. Shoot your free throw.
The hell is happening to the screen, man?
Hey, no let up, Blue. Come on, no let up.
A special talent, high character, and an incredible leader.
Mike, he has put the work in over the course of his career to become a great player. The expectation, not that he was going to be a great player. He thought himself, I could be a quality rotation player and a good scorer, and he's turned into the MVP.
Led the league in scoring. Meanwhile, another assist. Lead up to 35. Hartenstein.
We bike.
McDaniels had that slow start. Did manage to get one to go down.
Yeah, Imperator. It is game over, man. 69 to 32, man. This is ridiculous.
What he said to his team at halftime. He said he told them that we've got to be a better
Yeah, no, Denver OKC was a better matchup. I would have loved to see Denver versus OKC as the Western Conference Finals matchup instead of this.
And then guys started hanging their heads, started to try to do things by themselves. I said, how do you get back in it? He said, we keep competing, get back to the game plan, game points that we didn't execute in the first half. But most importantly, he said, we've got to stay connected on offense.
All right, Lisa, that's exactly what OKC does to teams. Takes them out of what they like to do. Makes them change the way they play.
Big Mike 88. Unfortunately, I can't show the game. We'll get taken down.
Gets inside.
We're just doing a reaction to the game, man. Live reactions.
Edwards falls down. Looks Ben Taylor goes up the floor. SGA spins and an easy bucket. 22 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 9 of 16 from the field. As Julius Randle kicks it out in the corner. McDaniels
Like that is, I gotta adjust the screen, gang.
Was 1 for 9 prior to that jumper. McDaniels again. He's had such an excellent playoff run, had some big games. He shot the ball well. Not the case here in Game 5 tonight. Hartenstein with one hand.
And it's just so much. When you take Rudy away
There you
from
go.
the rim,
Screen's back to normal.
him away from his effectiveness. He's not the same Rudy Gobert he was 5-6 years ago. But when he's moved away from the rim, it's even more glaring.
Edwards attacks, gets inside, shoots over Hunger, and gets it a full.
Man, what's Rudy Gobert's contract?
4th field goal for Edwards. He is the first Minnesota player in double figures.
Rudy Gobert signed a 3-year, $110 million deal in 2024. And that's after he already had a 5-year, $205 million contract with the Utah Jazz. Let me ask y'all a question. What do you think about that? You think Rudy Gobert's worth $111 million? He's great defensively, but man, you get no offense from this dude at all. Yes, Big Mike. OKC's going to the finals, man. They're putting an exclamation mark on this game.
Needless to say, largest deficit of the season for Minnesota. Again, they played so well in Game 3. They had one of
This is crazy, man.
performances in their franchise history, and played tough and hard and came close in Game 4. That's why this is so disappointing the way they came out. As we look at the upcoming conference
It's
schedule.
OKC team, man. They're beasts.
TNT tomorrow, Game 5 in New York. Knicks and Pacers. Knicks trying to keep their season alive. That's at 8 Eastern. And Friday's supposed to be a Game 6. We're going to need one of the greatest comebacks in the history of sports.
Remember you said no? Why you say no?
If necessary was kind of loud there. Yes, it was very, very loud if necessary.
Williams lost it momentarily. Edwards trying to knock it loose. Good hands from Edwards to deflect it out of bounds.
And DB, that's the pressure that they're getting all game. The difference is OKC does it for 48 minutes, and the Wolves do it in stretches. They do it a minute here, they do it a minute there. There's a play or two versus it being who they are.
Edwards finds
I don't understand why the Wolves didn't just start driving to the box earlier in the game, man. Like, none of the threes were falling. And I know it's hard to get to the rack when you got defense like this. But you gotta force something, man. At least get to the free throw line, man. SJ got the rock right now.
couldn't hold
Mid-range. Misses.
You said it, Richard. It's relentless. It's continuous. It's often loud, and it's everybody. Chet, it is the wrong arm of the law in there. Send it back, young fella.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was raving about Holmgren the other day. We had a chance to talk to him. Gobert gets free and throws it down. He said that Holmgren, nobody affects our defense more than him. And this is a team full of top-notch defensive players.
SGA got the ball right now. Get to Chet Holmgren. Williams. Back to Hartenstein. Floater misses. Gobert rebound. Anthony Edwards has the rock right now.
It is, but you still try and stay present in that moment.
I mean, human nature as Edwards comes up short.
You cannot do that three, man. You cannot settle for that. Air ball by Anthony Edwards, man. That's just deflating, man.
Yeah, if you're Anthony Edwards, look, it can get hot in that kitchen. And everything might not work right, but you still got to cook. That's what Anthony Edwards got to do. He got to keep cooking. He's got to figure something out.
Are you hungry? Pass inside. Hartenstein can't get it. Edwards brings it up. Fires away. Three-pointer's good. That's his first.
Trying to get to the three, man.
Was 0 for
He hit the
6,
three.
But it's still a 30-point lead for Mark Daigneault and the Thunder.
ESPN Bet Sportsbook has you covered all playoffs long.
In this situation, man, I think Ant still got to drive to the rock, man.
Profit boost and tail exclusive picks from Stephen A. Smith. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Sign up with promo code HOOPS.
He loves that baby.
And wait till you see the other two surprises. A joyful bundle of 3.
3?
I was thinking of gifting one to each of you. I got AT&T's bundle of 3. iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence for me, and iPad and Apple Watch for you.
New and existing customers get their iPhone 16 Pro on us with eligible trade-in. Plus iPad and Apple Watch SE for 99 cents per month each and save up to $1,700.
The mission, sneak inside, give out Pepsi to enhance the food's flavor.
To Will and Diane, you go together like Pepsi and hot dogs.
Babe, who is that? I don't know. But he is right about the Pepsi and hot dogs.
Game. Play for the last Ultra? Let's go. Wait a second. Let it play. Michelob Ultra. Superior.
He needs to turn up like yesterday.
Imagine if there was an ESPN Sportsbook. You know they'd crush it.
Like you said earlier, man, he needs to finish this game with 40 if the Timberwolves want to have a chance at winning this.
Odds boost, exclusive offers. That's literally the ESPN Bet app.
All the action all in one place.
This place.
ESPN Bet, the official sportsbook of ESPN. Sign up today and receive $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 bet.
An update is required.
Financial system updating.
And we got to look at the Timberwolves season, and we got to say, like, was that trade with Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle, did that even make sense? Because it really just landed in the same spot, to be honest. Like, nothing really changed. You go to the Western Conference Finals and you lose in 5.
$6 meal deal is back. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. So you can get the car you want, at the price you want, knowing Nissan is here for you.
Get a low $299 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
One of the great moves from Sam Presti is part of our Who's Enjoying the Limelight, brought to you by Corona Extra, hiring Mark Daigneault was the G League coach for 5 years. Look at his first 2 years as the head coach of the OKC Thunder. 22 wins, 24. Then they took a really nice jump on 140. Last year, 57 wins, #1 seed in the West. And this year, one of the all-time great regular seasons.
Hey, what's up? El Sombre Reglo. El Sombra Reglo.
Just like a player's developed. He was developed as the G League coach until it was time for him to
What does that mean in Spanish? El Sombra. I don't know what El Sombra means. Reglo. I know regalo means gift. What's reglo mean? You in St. Louis, raised in OKC? Brothers at the game? Oh, lucky brother, man. That'd be a sick game to be at if you're an OKC fan. Loud City back to the finals. Let's go. I mean, the way it's looking right now, y'all are going there and y'all are winning it. Shout out to St. Louis, dude, man. Shout out to St. Louis. Shout out to OKC. You got the MVP. You got the best record in the West. The way it's looking right now, it looks like you might have the NBA championship this season too.
It starts with ownership. It goes to your general manager. And
the shadow. Oh, it's Regio. Okay, I read that as Reglo. Regio is a former mountain in Monterrey, Mexico. Man, that stadium in Monterrey, is it that same stadium that overlooks the mountains? That or is that Azteca Stadium? I know Mexico got some really dope stadiums, man. Really dope football stadiums. Football. Shout out to Mexico, man.
SGA pulls up. The mid-range maestro does it again.
Damn, you were at the game 1 against the Heat in 2012. That's crazy. You actually went to a finals game, man. That's on the bucket list for me, man. That's crazy. Going to an NBA finals game is on the bucket list, man.
He's got 15 points. Edwards with 16.
Oh, okay, so that is a stadium, huh? The one that's a beautiful stadium, by the way. I think that's going to be one of the stadiums in the World Cup in 2026 too. I want to go to the World Cup, man, but those tickets are looking disgusting so far. The Rayados, okay. I'm not too familiar with all the teams in Liga MX, but the Rayados, are they any good? Where are they in the table? I usually watch La Liga in Premier League.
Yeah, Mike, when SGA was accepting his MVP award, he was asked to describe the impact that Mark Dignauld has had on him. And he said Dignauld is insane. He said, but in the best possible way. He said he's so annoying with how particular he is about.
I ain't gonna lie, though, I'm mad jealous that you got to go to a finals game, game 1.
Or score 2 points. He holds him to a standard that never wavers.
Let me ask you a question as an OKC fan.
Not just as a player, but as a leader.
If this team wins the NBA championship, you think SGA and Jalen Williams automatically become better than KD and Russ?
Yeah, Lisa, they love him as a coach as Edward misses that. He's the student manager at UConn under Jim Calhoun. And one of the assistants was George Blaney, and George Blaney.
This man got a mortgage and a family, bro. I feel you. I feel you. When you're younger, man, you can spend money on whatever. It doesn't really matter. Blow $1,000 on some tickets for the finals. You can do it. You can survive that. You got a family, kids. This shit's different, man. Especially nowadays.
He's only 40 years old. One of the bright basketball coaches in all of basketball.
And the Timberwolves cut the lead
Plays hard every night.
to 37.
Dort gets bumped by Reed. Late whistle.
I'm joking, 27.
There seemed to be a foul. Chris Finch obviously frustrated.
Yeah, I can only imagine how expensive NBA Finals tickets for this year are going to be. Especially if New York makes it to the finals too. Those tickets in New York, it's probably going to be like $1,500 a ticket.
Alexander throws it inside to Caruso. Scoop layup, can't get it. Ball knocked loose, picked up by Edwards. DiVincenzo. Alexander Walker.
They just have struggled to put it together. The first two games, the bench struggled. One of the better benches in the league.
That's fair.
The next couple of games,
As a unit, yeah, I think this team as a unit is definitely deeper than that OKC team that made it to the finals in 2012. But definitely, yeah, KD's still probably the best offensive player of all time. Probably when you're talking about KD. This guy's a Swiss Army knife, man. Just can score in every single way. Damn. So do people in OKC still got beef with KD for the way he left?
He's a great defensive player. But it's got to be that full-time.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. When he left for Golden State, I ain't gonna lie. Especially for somebody like me, bro. I know at the end of the day, these guys got to get paid, and and they want to win rings and all that stuff like that. So it may be different for them, but loyalty is huge for me, man. For you to join a team that just beat you after you went up 3-1, like that shit is unforgivable to me, man.
Well, Mike, that's why the body language is so important.
Sharon's wing, Finals MVP, and on top of MVP this season while delivering better season record than KD Russ and Evan.
He's 6 for 10. He's got 18 points. But if you look
Yeah,
at his body language, the first 3-4
I gotta agree with that, man. Honestly, if OKC wins this championship with what you just said too, the type of season he's having, this team, you at least got to put him in the conversation, man, because he was able to do what KD and Russ didn't. And I know they were against that Miami Heat super team, and they were mad young at the time too. But this OKC team is also younger than them than they were at the time. SGA with the bucket. Yeah, but like you said, if Shea wins NBA MVP, NBA Finals MVP, and they come on, man. He's got to be up there with one of the greatest OKC players of all time. And after that, only time will tell, depending on how many championships they get.
You fake the pass and throw the pass, and even right there, SGA with that little bump. But this is what I was talking about, Julius Randle. You have to believe that over the course of the game, you are going to play well. When you get to
Yeah, I agree with you. If he gets that trifecta, man, he's got to be by default number one. Maybe not in terms of overall talent or ability, but also what are we rating by, right? Are we rating by accomplishments when you get it done? Who can get it done, or are we rating it by who's got the best looks, you know? I also think Shea's mentality is completely different than KD's as well, too.
Edwards drives, sidestep, off balance, comes up short.
Yeah, man, I think the Wolves definitely look like they got more energy than they did in the first half.
Dort tries again.
Looks like they might have made some adjustments.
And Julius Randle with a foul. 2 fouls on Randle. And we'll take a break. Minnesota trying to get
In the Thunder admin facility, they have a wall that has every single jersey of any former player. Wall to card.
Take the shot. Critics everywhere are raving about the
Damn.
It's Wes Anderson's best film since the
That's crazy.
My great-grandfather built the hotel.
So they just straight took KD's jersey out of the facility, huh?
Which are what?
I'm not saying.
They said, nah.
It's action-packed, 4 stars, and the funniest movie of the year.
Is this supposed to be here? Oh dear.
How much time does it say?
18 minutes.
Perfectly fine. We land in
You know what's funny you say that? El Sombra at a Geo7? I was seeing rumors that, because you know, KD's leaving the Suns, obviously. There's potential rumors that he may be open to a reunion with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I don't know if that'll actually happen, right? But there was a rumor that came out a couple days ago saying that he'd be potentially open to that. Do you see that as KD joining another super team, or do you think he can right his wrong if he comes back to Oklahoma?
Helen picked up her groceries and wanted to die.
Slow down, baby.
Man, these commercials, man. To anyone who just came through and started watching, man, we streaming the Western Conference Finals Game 5, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Timberwolves. Looks like the Timberwolves are having a small comeback right now. They were down by double at the half, but it looks like they got life. So we'll see what happens in the third and the fourth quarter.
Stretchy golf shirt, but the top has a firm collar on it.
Yeah, you
got rid of so many problems by
tell me more about him leaving it to so under the rug. Percent of resentment towards the KD. A lot of folks don't know the details about leaving. Because the only thing we know about when KD left, or I guess when the Golden State Warriors lost the finals to the Cavs in 2016, was that Draymond was crying in the parking lot, called up KD and told him, "Hey, yo, come through the team." You know, essentially saying, you know, you come with us, you come with me, you come with Steph. You're gonna run a couple. We're gonna be a dynasty, right? Let me see what else is there. Now before 11 conserved by both SAS and Big Perk back in 2021. KD had dinner with Russ, Nick, Collins, Will, Ivy on July 3rd and told him he was coming back. That's crazy.
He's guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. Then he's guarding a three-time MVP, even has a chance to fix his headband. Doing a little bit of everything.
So this man went to dinner with these guys the night before, told him he was coming back.
Relentless with his pressure. He does such a great job not letting the offensive player get their hips past him. Because once an offensive player's got his hips past you,
Gotta be a man of your word, man. You can't be telling your mans who you went to war with that you're coming back and then just dip on them like that, man. You can't do that. I can see why Russell Westbrook has so much animosity towards KD. If that's a situation, why the whole team and the whole city would have animosity towards him, man. I understand at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you, but
First year played G League. First 3 years played a lot more G League than NBA. But man, as he worked himself into one of the best defenders in basketball.
damn.
DiVincenzo knocks down the three-pointer.
The next day, the dude was already in his Bay Area condo, huh?
The largest lead again was 37. They did cut it.
That's crazy.
4 as we hit 2:20 remaining. Actually, they cut it to
Man, the Golden State Warriors. Because at the time when the Golden State Warriors traded for, or not traded for, when they signed KD, who was the GM at the time?
Hit this game to a 17, 18 point. Like, yes, that sounds like a lot, but when you have the most prolific three-point
Was it Bob Myers?
in the game, he can get going.
They probably enticed him with being able to invest in all these companies in Silicon Valley, being able to do all these ventures, all this other stuff like that. He probably just saw the bigger market and was like, you know what, I can really increase my brand or whatever the hell they sold him on. But looking at what Sam Presti's done with the OKC Thunder, man, you know they would have put a team around him. Honestly, if KD stayed, I could see them maybe saying, let's trade Westbrook instead and get him a better pair. Who knows? Maybe they could have won a chip. But that's crazy, man. For you to have dinner with your mans the night before, saying that you're coming back, and then the next day already have your condo and everything furnished, ready to go. Come on, man. You don't do that, man. I can see why Westbrook was going at this guy every chance he could get.
Ball poked away, shot clock at 5. SGA drives, left-handed shot, can't get it the full. Rebound, DiVincenzo. Good transition defense. How about them sprinting back with a 26-point lead like this?
2-for-1 opportunity here for Minnesota.
Got about 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Oh, shit.
That's an awful call.
Naz Reid just took SGA out.
There's no question about that.
That's
Is that a
frustration play. Again, you got to give the defender half a step And then even there, if you don't, if you go in late,
That pick and roll, he just knocked his shit. He just knocked SJ on his ass, man. He's like, you know, I'm sick of this motherfucker.
He's trying not to show it, but that one hurt. I'm talking about SGA. Naz Reid's a tough guy.
Yeah, SJ did not see that coming at all.
Dort steps back, comes up short. Always gets the Lou chant. Lugens Dort.
You got that, Mike.
Born in Montreal. Lugens, that's a great name.
With that being said, I 100% welcome KD back after the next year. His final year has expired. If he wanted to come back as an Iggy role, I'd welcome it. Now, if OKC wins a championship and KD joins afterwards, is that his next chapter? Is he jumping onto a dynasty again? It would be a storybook ending though if you would come back and like right his wrongs, maybe win another championship. He's a lot of. I think he's Anthony Edwards' favorite player, if I'm not mistaken.
Ready for adventure. Experience a new kind of flame at Burger King. How to Train Your Dragon, coming to theaters June 13th.
What if KD went to the Timberwolves? El Sombra Reggio, thank you for that insight, though. See, this is why you need, you know what I mean, friends from all around the place, you know, because the people in OKC would obviously know better or have more insight than the people, you know, than what the media reports, right? Some of those details.
With Snapdragon, there's no
Timberwolves
limit
down
to
by
what
16.
you can do and what you can discover on the fastest PCs with multi-day
I'm not
battery
16, man.
life.
26.
Unlock your potential with Snapdragon at the heart of your PC.
Way different this time, though. It would bring closure, and otherwise ugly fallout. I think it require all branches. I think so too. I think so too. Then he'd be able to ingratiate himself with the city again. Be able to get the love with the team that, well, not team that drafted him because they were the Seattle Sonics. But back to his home team, you know, I think it would be special. Now I don't know what the likelihood of that is happening because I don't know. Is KD okay with being maybe the third guy, the fourth guy? Maybe at this point in his career, I don't know. Maybe he is. Because if you're coming to this OKC team that's already won a championship, it's like you're not going to be that number one guy no more. Yeah, I agree. I think most people are past it. I think he was a supervillain, you know, in those Golden State Warriors days, right? It's kind of like when LeBron went to the Heat. He was like the perfect person to hate on. I'm not gonna say like tarnish his legacy because he still has 2 championships at the end of the day, you know. But I don't think people look at those championships the same way they look at other championships, you know. But yeah, it's been a decade, man. It's crazy to think about. It's been a decade, man. Almost a decade at least. So what, he left in what, 2017? I think it was 2017 where he left. And KD's been kind of a journeyman ever since, man. All right, game back.
Extra pass, Jalen Williams, corner three. Caruso hustling to get the rebound. Gilgeous-Alexander nails his three-pointer. 31 points for SGA. Another playoff gem for the MVP.
Yeah, I agree. Let bygones be bygones, man. But I don't think it would be a bad look for them to join the Wolves. They definitely need that extra offense in situations like this. I think that's the issue, man. Is that they got a big like Rudy, but they don't really get any points out of him. And I like Randall, but I think Randall might be better as a third option. So if you had KD as a first option, Anthony Edwards is the first one. And in those nights where you need that extra player, maybe you have potentially Randall off the bench to get that extra firepower. And then you can just have Rudy just focus on defense. And then because of KD's length, you get a little bit more defensive help as well.
Opening minute here in the fourth. The score at the end of the first.
I don't think they'd be able to match up against OKC in their current form, but I think
Minnesota just 9 points in that opening period.
I think it definitely helped offensively.
15% with 3 for 20.
And KD is a little bit older, so he's not playing lockdown defense.
Rebound, tough rebound from Randall.
And then now from Holmgren.
Randall up top, DiVincenzo fakes back. Naz Reid goes hard inside. Layup is good. Really nice move from Naz Reid. Reid with 6 points.
2016, yeah, because it was after the 2016 finals, right, when the Cavs won.
Everybody in they're in unison. The entire building is in unison on these chances. Wallace blocked by Reid. Holmgren right there to clean it up. And Holmgren with 18 points.
I hate to tell good people bad things, but if you're a Minnesota fan, you got about 2 or 3 minutes before this thing is a wrap.
Shot blocked by Williams, but a follow by Randall. Julius Randall now with
This game has been a wrap, sir.
2 points. SGA inside, counted out a foul.
SJ and one. Loud.
33 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds.
Special in so many ways.
Timberwolves are going outside right now, man.
His handle, the ability to navigate contact, to somehow, under the bump from Anthony Edwards and the backside help from Mike Conley, to be able to get this off, to not only absorb the contact, but to put it up in the air to give it a chance. Incredible.
You know, it's interesting. Here he wins the MVP. He's the NBA's leading scorer, yet several of his teammates had career years.
That's the ultimate, most valuable player. How can you be aggressive and succeed, but also elevate your teammates?
We're gonna be live streaming tomorrow. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals, Pacers versus Knicks. That should be a more exciting game.
SGA has done the same thing for OKC.
Pacers got the chance to close it out,
From Canada, like SGA, as Holmgren hits it.
but I think New York will fight.
Who really started a lot of the development with NBA players in Canada, as DiVincenzo can't answer. That was somebody that Gilgeous-Alexander looked up to, being from Toronto. Wallace kicks it out. Lou Dort, another high arcing three. It's good.
Yeah, I would like to see KD on the Wolves too, man. That'd be nice. And I think with KD, man, I think it's been proven that I don't think he can necessarily lead a team by himself. Like he doesn't really have that, like, I'm not gonna say dog mentality, but that killer mentality. You know what I mean? Like,
are presented by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Like he worked really well in Golden State because it was like a free flowing offense. It wasn't necessarily going through him. It allowed Steph to be that main dude, but it still allowed KD to be that killer when you needed him in that moment.
College besties, not guaranteed.
And then also KD's older. He had that Achilles injury as well too, so he's not as quick.
A connection means something. That's why with AT&T, we'll proactively make it right with a credit for a full day of service if there is a network interruption. That's the AT&T guarantee.
Yeah, I think the Wolves are really gonna have to take a look at that Gobert contract.
Personal messages. They're yours. We can't read them.
I don't know. You think Gobert gets traded?
We can't hear
I mean, what, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year?
We can't see them.
I mean, you still love the defensive production you get from him, but
All private.
you just know where Gobert, you're just not getting any offense.
On WhatsApp, no one can see or hear your personal messages. Not even us.
I think
You
Wolves
just
make the
got
most
the
sense for the
$120 court fit you've been seeing all over your
Yeah,
feed
Katie. I
for
can see Katie in Houston
$40,
too.
Which means you also just got the $120 confidence of someone who knows what they're doing for $40.
Now, I wonder if Katie would go to Dallas. One of the reasons I'm saying that is because they got the #1 pick now, and they got Kyrie there. Now, I don't really remember if Katie had beef with Kyrie or if it was with Harden when he was in Brooklyn.
Excuse me. Play you for those
Maybe it was more Harden.
Well, we're kind of high level.
Fascinating.
But I wonder if Kyrie, like,
Ice cold.
if Kyrie's talking to the general manager for Dallas, says you want to run that back?
When you think of me again
They think that adding Katie will get them over the hump?
and again,
Shall we?
think of fire.
Ballerina. Rated R.
A history of winning started with the 65 Gators losing steam, losing sweat. The solution? A drink that hydrates better than water and changed the game forever.
Naturally, we called our stuff Gatorade.
Turn them ads off for y'all, man. I can see Katie in Houston though. Houston and Timberwolves, I think. Yeah, I think the Wolves makes the most sense. This is me spitballing. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but I think he would look good on the Wolves. But I think the team that makes the second most sense is Houston. I think he'd be nice on Houston too. I think Ime Udoka is a dope ass coach, but I think they're just a young team. They just need something to help them get over the hump a little bit. Because they took Golden State to 7 games, right, in round 1? Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the like and subscribe, man. I love getting on here and talking with y'all. And I'll be streaming tomorrow too, so if you're free tomorrow, man, come watch the Pacers game. Pacers Knicks game. That's gonna be a blast.
I would say that's a wise choice. Scott, thank you.
This game is over, gang. Shay's on the bench. 34 points.
I'm gonna leave that up to you.
That's another thing with Shay, man. Like, it looked like he was barely doing anything out there. Just like cool, relaxed night. 34 points. Easy money.
I was going to ask if you were going to do it retroactively.
Again, you think about what Minnesota did as Williams lays it up and in. What they did in Game 3. It was one of the best performances we've seen, total two-way performances from a team all year. They beat them by 42. Minnesota beat OKC by 42. And obviously came up short in Game 4. And this just shows you the growth of the Thunder. You know, they grew up, according to Mark Daigneault, a lot in that Denver series. Falling behind a couple of times in the series, having to win some close games. But he says he never worries about their focus night in and night out. And Gilgeous-Alexander's a part of that. He keeps the team focused. Edwards back, McDaniels. But there's still a lot of time.
Okay, we got half of the finals right now, man.
So how did you get into the business?
I couldn't jump like these young guys anymore, so I thought it was time for a new job.
Holmgren.
OKC Thunder in the finals, man. Back for the first time since what, 2012?
NHL Western Conference Final from Dallas tomorrow night, right here on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Our coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern with the point. Oilers lead the Stars 3-1 in that best-of-7 series. Such a great time of year. The NHL and NBA playoffs. Mason Wallace out there defending Edwards like it's a 1-point game.
This game is a clear blowout. OKC in the finals, man.
They might have been in a box and one there. It certainly looked like it. I mean, their boxes and elbows a lot anyway.
And we gotta get the post ready for the socials. You know what I mean? Follow your mans on Instagram. KI Basketball HQ. Letter K, letter I, Basketball HQ. You can follow me on Facebook, KI Basketball. TikTok.
They were in the conference finals last year.
Twitch if you like watching on Twitch.
They have a bunch of changeover
or on YouTube.
This is a team with a bright future. They have one of the best young stars in this league. They still have room to grow, but I think this year so far, it's still been encouraging as another block by Chet Holmgren.
Chet blocked the shit out of Randall.
Hits the three! Exclamation points.
Mark it, time of death, 9:42 Central Standard Time.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
I'm gonna mute myself, y'all. I need to fart. Hey. Gotta get the post for the socials ready.
Finals, they lost in 5 games to the Miami
13 years ago, OKC was in the finals, man.
Special team with incredible. Our man on there, Serge Ibaka as well. And now this year,
now you got Perkins working on the ESPN game.
Team with incredible young talent, terrific young coach, an MVP. I've got defensive stars, offensive stars. Game 1 of the NBA Finals will be next Thursday. NBA countdown begins at 8 Eastern. Tip-off slated shortly after 8:30. And OKC will have home court advantage against either Indiana or the New York Knicks.
Yeah, we what? 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists.
Doesn't matter who's playing. OKC just swarming and suffocating defense from the opening tip. Goes out of bounds. Obviously, this is such a disappointing ending.
And then what? Check out 20, 20.7 rebounds.
Richard, you know it stings, but to have a game like this, to go out like this, because it was a terrific season. For the second straight year, they get to the conference final. Both times they lost in 5 games. But the regular season, the way they finished, it was a rough start, up and down, injuries, inconsistent play. But boy, did they finish strong and had some great playoff moments against the Lakers, the Warriors, and even that one game against.
I don't think it's all bad for Minnesota, man. They got a lot. I mean, essentially, they're back in the same spot because they lost in 5 in the Western Conference Finals. But I think they can do some building from here. They know exactly what they're missing.
Drought of not making the finals continues. They're 36 years without a trip to the finals. One of 5 NBA teams that have not been to the finals. Current NBA teams.
36 years without a trip to the finals is crazy, man.
See what Anthony Edwards adds to his game in the off season. As Chet gets another 3 to go. I think, Richard, you touched on this. One of the things he's got to do is develop footwork in the post, right? Because it's easier sometimes when the doubles are coming.
Oh, these mans are hyped. They know they're going to the finals, man. They hype.
A much-deserved ovation for the starters that come out.
Standing ovation for everybody.
Richard, you know this as well as anybody. A lot of these
Shout out to OKC, man.
OKC Thunder, as young kids playing basketball, dreamed of someday playing in the NBA Finals, and their dream coming true.
Man, the Oklahoma City Thunder is so impressive. To be such a defensively strong team, strong-minded team, to be so young.
Minnesota, they've got some really nice young players. I think we've been talking about, obviously, Shannon, Clark, Dillingham's a nice player. All showed promise.
If the NBA knows what's good, they will advertise this team the way they advertised the Golden State Warriors back when they were coming up.
They go back-to-back years, and he knows, all right, what's the next step for this team to not only make a conference final.
This team is defensively strong, a great young core, and an MVP, man.
Governor of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he's done an outstanding job. But Conley constructed this team to beat what he believed was going to be the next powerhouse in the Denver Nuggets. They have beat them twice, but there is a new powerhouse in the West.
All right, man, we got 4 minutes left in the game. OKC's up something crazy. They're going to the finals. At this point, man, it's all bench players getting some minutes for OKC. The Timberwolves have cleared up their bench as well.
Isaiah Joe, and we'll have a held ball with 4:22 remaining.
And I think the other thing about Anthony Edwards, he talked all year about the frustration of consistently facing double and triple teams, seeing that crowd. And that's part of his process, is sort of playing through that frustration.
Well, we forget how young he is. If this is who he is at this
Who do y'all think gets Western Conference Finals MVP?
That Kobe went on, MJ went on, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James. He's in that class of player. So he's got to continue making those steps similar to what SGA has done the last 2 years.
Isaiah Joe with the three-pointer. Dillingham, who got hurt during the season, but he showed some promise. So that might factor into some of the decisions that Minnesota makes about who they re-sign as Isaiah Joe brings it back out. Jang. Time to get the shots up. Oh!
We got 3 minutes left.
Everybody's getting a taste tonight. Shannon's going to play a lot of minutes next year as Garza puts it back up and in.
Well, especially with teams like Minnesota, when you look at their cap space, they have to develop the young players. It's hard to keep all of this talent collect as you see the offensive foul. You've got to develop your young players. Very similar to other organizations. It's hard to afford to keep all of these players. So the development of Dillingham, TJ Shannon, like these guys, these are the individuals you got to keep growing.
You know, it was with the salary cap such a challenge to maneuver. You know, OKC, as we said earlier, the only player on the roster that has made an NBA Finals is Alex Caruso. So a new experience for almost the entire team, obviously for the head coach.
You know, Mike, it feels
Alex
like
Caruso's
this
a vet.
entire group has performed
The hard-nosed vet.
beyond their numerical age. You know what I mean? There's a poise and a composure and a demeanor and a consistency to the group that is beyond their years.
They just keep pouring it on. You know, we saw that Westbrook, Durant, and Harden.
We're gonna be doing New York Knicks versus Pacers tomorrow. New York Knicks versus Pacers tomorrow.
They're going to go to a lot of finals. You just
Game 5, Eastern Conference Finals. New York Knicks versus the Pacers.
have the chance and enjoy the chance, as they call it, popping. Because so many things can change.
They ended up having 3 MVPs on that roster. When you look at this roster, you already have one, and their next 2 young players are outstanding, future All-NBA players. You know, when I'm talking about Chet Holmgren as Garza knocks down another one, they have so much talent and so much room to grow.
But so connected. Obviously, when you win, it's easy to stay connected.
We'll watch the post-game show for a bit just to see who gets Western Conference Finals MVP. I'm pretty confident it's going to be Shea.
As we hit the 2-minute mark. Now the Thunder can
1 minute 36 left in the game.
One of the NBA Finals won't be until a week for tomorrow.
It's going to be a huge celebration in Oklahoma.
You always think at times like this when a team gets to the finals, some of the close calls like that Denver series, down 2-1, had a couple of close games that put them on the brink of elimination. Then they do get on the brink of elimination with Denver's Game 6 victory, and they have to win a Game 7, and they win it going away. They're just a lot of new experiences, and they're passing every test.
The way they got hammered, absolutely blitzed in Game 3, and then to respond in Game 4 on the road. And Mike, they have won both of their games with the respective remaining standers in the East. They've beaten New York and they've beaten Indiana twice. Should the Pacers advance with that 3-1 lead, that would set up an interesting battle of which team could force more turnovers in the course of the series.
Well, you just saw those two, Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams. You talk about a 1-2 punch.
Look at these players are hype.
Years. Jalen Williams just emerging as one of the really two-way stars in the NBA. All-NBA third team, makes the defensive team.
I know they were 4-0 versus those teams, but those teams look a lot different than they did in the regular season.
Oh, no doubt.
Taking down Cleveland, taking down Boston. They have been giant killers, both of those teams. They will not be afraid of OKC coming through, whichever one makes it.
Jalen Williams tries. Shannon the rebound. The fans.
Goodbye.
They're still coming up with steals. This is one of the great defensive performances we've seen in NBA playoff history, what they did to a talented Minnesota team. As Dillingham knocks it down. They forced 21 more turnovers. That's what they do best. 14 steals. Their calling card has always been defense. From opening night, they have the best record in the NBA. Wound up winning 68, and now heading to the NBA Finals.
Okay, it's official. Oklahoma City, man. Oklahoma City advances to the NBA Finals.
They want to be here for the big applause and thank you and salute. But of course, the job not done. There's only one goal for this team. And that challenge will start next Thursday. Final seconds. Another 30-point plus win. As Dillingham will dribble it out. Well, the magical season continues. Are going back to the NBA Finals. Well, they played each other 5 times in the last 9 days, getting after each other. And the Thunder emerged victorious and winning in 5 games. Thunder now 8-1 on their home floor here in the playoffs, and a lot of them just blowout victories. 12-4 overall. Swept Memphis in the first round, 7 games against Denver, and now 5 games.
So it's official. The Oklahoma City Thunder have made it to the NBA Finals.
As the Western Conference champions will be saluted and receive their trophy. Now they'll wait to see who wins Indiana, New York, which will be tomorrow. Well, the final score 124-94. Thunder win it in 5 games. Our producer is Tim Corrigan, director Mike Schwab, our outstanding ESPN crew. We can't thank them enough for their incredible work. Of course, to Doris, Richard, and Lisa, join us next Thursday over on ABC. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, right back here in Oklahoma City. Opponent to be determined. Stay tuned for the Western Conference Champion Trophy ceremony after the break. We'll get you to Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt.
You could buy on your own. You could get a lender, get viewings. Too small for a yoga studio, too big for a yoga studio, too much character.
Okay, man. Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals, man. We got one half of the finals. Tomorrow may decide who's going to represent the East in the finals. We're going to stick around and see who wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Then we're going to be out of here. The Oklahoma City Thunder absolutely dominated this game. Final score 124-94. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, they advance to the NBA Finals to represent the West. We're sticking around to see who wins Western Conference Finals MVP. My guess is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And for anybody watching, we're going to be streaming the Eastern Conference Finals Game 5 tomorrow. New York Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers, Game 5 tomorrow. Okay. Let's see who wins Western Conference Finals MVP.
NBA Western Conference Finals trophies. Please welcome ESPN's Lisa Salters.
Thank you. The Western Conference Championship trophy is named after one of the greatest NBA players of all time, the Big O, Oscar Robertson. Here to accept the Oscar Robertson Trophy on behalf of the Western Conference champion Oklahoma City Thunder is team chairman Clay Bennett.
Okay. Okay. Whole team touching it.
Let's hear from your head coach, Mark. Can you make your way over here for me?
It's definitely going to be Shea.
Coach, regular season success for a young team doesn't always translate into postseason success. Why has it for your young team?
These guys are uncommon. You know, they do everything right. They're professional. They're high character.
Team is tough.
They're idiots.
Is it going to be SGA, Western Conference Finals MVP?
And most of all, they're team first. They embody everything it means to be a team.
What are you most proud of about
It sure looks like
what
it.
you've been able to accomplish so far?
I'd expand it past this year. You know, shout out to Mr. Bennett, who had a vision 17 years ago. He has tied this team.
Bring a team to OKC.
Sam, who's been here all 17 years.
Sam Presti, best GM in basketball.
He's brought that vision to life, and they've provided an unbelievable experience for everybody that works here, including the players and all of our fans. Just one thing for our fans, rest up this week because we need you Thursday.
Thursday is game 1 of the finals.
The Western Conference Finals Most Valuable Player Trophy is appropriately named after another all-time NBA great, Magic Johnson. The winner of the Magic Johnson Trophy for the 2025 Western Conference Finals Most Valuable Player is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes, GA. Okay. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Western Conference Finals MVP. This man may win the Triple Crown. Look at Shai, man. He wants everybody to touch that.
Shai, just knowing what that trophy stands
Like, that's not my trophy. That's everybody's trophy.
to now own one.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling. Think stuff you dream about as a kid. I just want to shout out these fans. They've been here.
Shout out to SGA, man. MVP right there, boy.
I got here, there's some really dark times in this arena, not fun times, and these fans have been by our side through thick and thin, so we appreciate them first and foremost. And then, of course, I want to thank my teammates.
Okay, so it's official. SGA wins Western Conference Finals MVP. Again, we'll be streaming the Eastern Conference Finals game tomorrow, game 5. But I'm out of here, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow.